Hello, YouTube community. Welcome back to RobScure Music. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the physical media that I've been able to pick up in the last, let's say, month or so. I did one of these on June 6th. Here it is July 2nd, and I picked up probably more than I should have in a month. So let's go through some of these. Because there's so much, I'm not really going to talk much about each individual album. I'm just going to show them and hopefully enjoy them when I get around to listening to all of them. So let's start with a throwback. Malt Shop Memories. This is a Time Life 2-disc set that I picked up for $1.99. Show you some of the tracks there. So you'll see this is some of the early, Dion and the Chiffons and things like that, Bobby V. You've got, goes into like the Beach Boys and Jan and Dean, Eddie Cochran song, a lot of oldies but goodies, if you will. Then we've got, speaking of the Beach Boys, That's Why God Made the Radio. And this is an album that I've kind of enjoyed but never actually owned. So for $1.99, I'm picking that up. And I probably should have taken the ticket off. But in this particular case, the last song on this album, which the name, of course, is escaping me right now. It's called Summer's Gone. And what a fitting way for the Beach Boys to sort of end their career, if you will. I love that song. Next, we've got, Brian Setzer Orchestra. And this is called, I don't know what it's called. Guitar Slinger. Sorry. This is, as always, Brian Setzer doing his sort of rockabilly, high energy rock. Another cover of Rumble in Brighton, the Stray Cats song, and some slow tunes on here as well, which he does equally well. Since I've gotten into the Stones lately, and I've got a whole slew of comps of theirs, I think they have just as many, if not more, comps than they do actual studio albums. But there was one comp I didn't have, so now I do. Grrr. This is the 3 CD set. So happy to have that, although I did pay full price for that one. Here's an oddity I picked up in the dollar bin. This is a group called Klangstoff. Close Eyes to Exit. Very much synth type pop. It's kind of like Radiohead, I guess. More atmospheric type music that not everyone would be able to listen to in one sitting, if you will, but I enjoy it. We've got, I can't recall if I've shown this before, the Goo Goo Dolls. I've picked up another Melanie album that I didn't have, Melanie Unplugged. When everybody was doing their Unplugged albums. This one I had, and for some reason it's not in my collection, so maybe I got rid of it. But for $1, it's back. Seal. This is his incredible album with the song "Kiss from a Rose" and "Prayer for the Dying." Great album. the Donnas. And this is Spend the Night. Don't know much about this album, but for $1, why not? Another album that I had and seem to have lost somewhere along the way, Randy Travis, Heroes and Friends. This is a great album. If you like Randy Travis, and if you like country music in general, he gets together with a lot of his basically heroes and friends. He does songs with Dolly Parton, with Merle Haggard, I think Willie Nelson. Yeah, Willie Nelson. He actually does a duet with Clint Eastwood, believe it or not. He, Tammy Wynette, just all around great. And Roy Rogers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Roy Rogers is on here too. So, great album to listen to. We got Superstars of the 70s. And as it indicates here, these are original masters. So, hopefully they're original songs, not just masters. 2-disc set for $1.99. Hopefully you don't go wrong with that. I've also picked up the Foundations, and I'm not convinced I needed 20 songs to have like the best of, but it's probably more Foundations than you need, but there it is. Mark Cohen, and I can't remember if I showed this on my last one. I don't think so. I think I got this since June 6th. But again, an album I had and Matt must have gotten rid of, but it's back. This next group, I know I've got comps for at least 2, but I didn't have this one. And it's a 2-disc set. It was $1.99. Chicago. Best of Chicago. I think actually, if I remember correctly, Doc has showed a Chicago comp recently. I don't remember if it was this one or not, but a whole slew of great songs right there. Then we've got the music of Elton John. Another comp with various artists covering, I take that back, with the Honky Cat Band covering some of his more popular songs. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Candle in the Wind, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, Sacrifice, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, and so on. So that should be an interesting listen. Next, we've got Fleet Foxes, a group that I really like a lot. I have most of their albums. Didn't have this one. So for $1, welcome to my collection. Oh, Brandi Carlile, The Story. I like Brandi Carlile, never really owned any of her albums, although I love the work that she did with Tanya Tucker on Tanya's 2 most recent albums. So starting to collect Brandi Carlile. I may end up getting more. So we'll see how that goes. Another collection. This is Phil Spector. Lots of great songs, as you can see there. Lots of classics. And speaking of classics, Hot Rod classics. 20 songs about cars, basically. Ronnie and the Daytoners, Little GTO, great song. The Everly Brothers, Wake Up Little Susie. The Shangri-Las, Leader of the Pack, which is more of a motorcycle than a car, but that's okay. Dion, The Wanderer. You've got Link Ray and his Rayman Rumble. Then, speaking of compilations, have nearly everything that Elton John has done. Didn't ever pick this one up, though, and now I did. Elton John, Greatest Hits from 76 to 86. And then finally, another 2-disc set. Donna Summer, the anthology. Lots of great Donna Summer disco type songs there. I also picked up 145, Genesis. And this is The Land of Confusion. Nice, creepy picture sleeve there. A&M. And then we've got a slew of vinyl. Last time I showed Modern English, tired. This is their album called Ricochet Days. This came out right after the heck it's called, something about snow. Their previous album that had the hit I Melt With You. Forgive my forgetfulness at my age. But anyway, so I got that for $2.99. Can't beat that. Continuing on my Rolling Stones kick now, getting those albums that I never had before, Between the Buttons. This is the US version. Or is it? No, this is the UK version? I don't know. I also picked up on Gem Records. This is a Celebrate Jagger and Richards. Always, Gem Records discs like this, always a fun listen. Has one of my favorite groups, the Midnight Callers, on here, doing Jumping Jack Flash. You've got the Anderson Council, Nick Punty, the Airport 77s, the Gripweeds are on here, the Weaklings, so lots of good music on that. Calexico, this is Edge of the Sun. I did a video on one of their albums previously, very much southwestern type of southwestern part of U.S. Music, kind of Tex-Mex feel to it, Spanish, type music. I picked up, as so many other people did recently, One Hand Clapping. This is from the McCartney site, so it does include the 7-inch disc. I haven't opened this yet. I'll just repeat what so many other people have said. Terrible cover. I've also picked up brand spanking new Melanie 7th Wave. This is on green, opaque green vinyl. I should probably open these so we can see them, right? Why not, actually? Why don't we do that? Let's pause for just one moment. Okay, so I've opened this now, and I'm sure you've seen this all before. They should have done something with these pictures for the cover, if you ask me, rather than this. And what the heck is, I mean, honestly, I opened this up. This looks like those old-fashioned, book covers that we used to get to cover your textbooks in school. But anyway, and then we've got the vinyl, and it's your standard black vinyl, but it's something to look at on the inside sleeves anyway, and the 7-inch is really nice. Unfortunately, both albums go into one section. It's not a gatefold, so I'll put everything back, and then we'll move on to the Melanie album that is on colored vinyl. Here we go. Get ready for this, Beetle Brad. Ooh. Actually, let me put Melanie right side up. Pretty cool. Okay, moving on. I picked up Bruce Hornsby and the Range. And this is his album, The Way It Is, with the song The Way It Is. It also includes On the Western Skyline, Every Little Kiss, Down the Road Tonight, The Wild Frontier. Lots of great songs on here, The Long Race. I picked up, speaking of Let's Get Physical Media, Let's Get Physical with Olivia Newton-John. Anyway, and I think most of you are familiar with that album and that song. Then we have Richard Marx, Repeat Offender. I picked up Jane the Americans, Wax Museum. A lot of great covers there that he's doing, a lot of great songs. Proper gatefold. Also picked up recently the Decemberists' newest album. This is As It Ever Was, So It Will Be Again. 2-disc set. And this is the Barnes & Noble edition. Again, on sort of a greenish label, which is pretty cool. Not greenish label, greenish vinyl. And it also includes, I believe, here it is, this booklet. Got the lyrics. Whoops. And another illustration on the back. So that's really nice. Then I picked up the Steps. Don't know who they are. Don't know why I picked it up. But it struck me as interesting. Take it all in. That's it. 5 songs. So we're going to see what that's all about. Not much interesting to see here. but hopefully the music's interesting. Another sort of throwback. Andy Williams' Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Of course, this is the back. You can see this is the front of Andy. This is the back of Andy. I've got Elton John. This is sort of a picture disc. Sad Songs, Say So Much, and A Simple Man. And this is in the shape of, and I don't know if you can really see it, this is the hat, the derby he wore for the around that time for the Sad Songs, and for that album, Breaking Hearts or something like that. It sucks getting old. Then I picked up Crystal Gale. I don't know if you can see the track listing there. And then finally, again with my Stones kick, Rolling Stones, Miss You. Faraway Eyes. 12-inch single on, yes, pink vinyl. And this one comes complete with genuine imitation signatures. I'm assuming that this is all fake. But you've got Mick and Keith, Ronnie Wood, Charlie Watts is on here. I mean, come on. Like, all right. I didn't pay a lot for this, but pretty interesting nonetheless. And imagine my surprise if I find out they're real, but that's it. So, picked all that up in the last 30 days or so. It's an addiction, folks. Anyway, stay well, and until next time, if the music strikes a chord, let it play.